Hey people, spring is here in Sweden. It's April and next week I'm going back to Pescara to continue the electric system. As you saw me fail in the last episode. I'm out for a run because it's really nice out. I love this new area. It's just by my house pretty much. If I do a run I can do a 5k just around the wetlands here, and it's super nice. Look for yourself and then follow me to Italy. Alright, I'm back home. So stay tuned. Last time on She Rules the Waves, we finally got the engine going, totally botched the water pump installation, enjoyed some kite surfing, and officially gave Sedna her new name. This time I go totally insane due to the electric system configuration. I find a bit of Sweden and Italy, but I also get a lot of things done. Thank you so much for following our adventures. Please click the like button, consider becoming a patron, or at least don't forget to subscribe. Well, before taking off to Italy, I had to stop by my favorite sailmaker and rigger, Segel, to pick up my brand new main sheet. But I'll show you more about that a little later. Good morning, people. Good morning, Lazie.
Oh, top of the morning, Captain.
Today is April 23rd, I think. It's a Saturday morning, and I came into Pescara last night, as you saw in the intro. I have 2 full days of boat work ahead of me, and I'm going to focus on first the electric system, second the navigation system. There's just a few things left: the rudder sensor and the hydraulic autopilot pump. And third, to do some measurements and stuff for lazy bags and other things like that for the rig and the sails. And I also have my new main sheet that I'm going to install. That's going to be fun. So first, the electric system. Let's go. Yeah, so one part of the electric system, of course, is this lithium battery bank. The other one is the shore power. I'm gonna have to disconnect that and install the new outlet up there. And then this is of course going to be wired to the rest of the AC system in the boat. And I'm also gonna have a DC to DC converter. It's there right now, to connect to the old lead acid house bank. and from there it's going to go to all the DC system in the boat. And under here I have the engine starter battery. So let's go. And to that system, of course, I do have the inverter charger. It's back there now, it's going to be connected. And I have 4 solar panels that I'm going to install up on deck with an MPPT charge controller, of course, to the lithium bank. All right, I hope you followed me, so follow me. So the next step is to wire the shore power through here, in here, and then the AC power for the rest of the boat back into the connection central. Outlet up there, and then okay, it's finally there. I am of course going to make this all a little bit more neat, but it is there, and now I'm going to connect it. The next part is to try and figure out this mess. There's a lot of stuff that's not used in here, so I'm going to disconnect everything that's not used, try to get all the dead wires out, and then install it on here instead. Okay, the old switcheroo is going to be replaced with 2 separate ones, because I think that's better. So then I need a little teak plank over there to make it more pretty. Let's do that. Okay people, it's becoming dark, and I have installed down there the BMS and the Wi-Fi module, so I can set up the BMS from there. That's what I'm going to do next, because it's getting a little cold and dark here. Ooh, that's it. There's no sign of the jumping fish. Well, I did forget to go and eat, and I did also forget to buy dinner to eat in the boat. I just worked and worked and worked. So fortunately I have some toast that I forgot to eat this morning. So toast for dinner it is. Good morning guys, it's a pretty windy but lovely day today in Pescara. Unfortunately I have to go on a shopping run. I really don't like doing that in the middle of work, but it always tends to end up like that for some reason. So I'm going up to an industrial area and buying a bunch of different stuff. I'm coming around to realizing that we probably won't be able to leave on the date that I set. I don't think we need many more days, 1 or 2 should do it if I have my crew with me. The problem is that I sometimes do this alone and I don't have the time.
Well, I had to hit the hardware store and the chandlery, but my first stop was IKEA. My first IKEA in a foreign country actually. It looks pretty much the same, except here they sell beer. What? IKEA lager? Glorious.
Okay, so I've been doing some shopping. I got pretty much everything I needed, but not everything. Yesterday I was so into the actual work that I forgot to film a lot. So I'm gonna do a little walkthrough about what I did yesterday before we start this day's work. What I did last night was creating more chaos, pretty much. I went through the electric schedule and I checked the panel, and I realized that it doesn't fit, so I had to redo it.
I started disconnecting some dead stuff from this panel. I removed the entire plate here on the wall that hold the old Death Sounder and the old Singer VHF. I also ran a lot of NMEA cables, and now I'm on the network cables and other power cables that is blind. I've removed a lot of blind stuff. I'm getting ready to start the inverter charger, the Multiplus, but first I gotta do this. Okay, so yeah, the AC in from shore power, AC out to the rest of the boat. This is a VE bus for the Servo GX. I don't really know what that does, but we'll see. And this, of course, is to the batteries. All right, I think I'm ready to start this up. I actually took a break in the engine room to install this today. My new main sheet. It's awesome. It's got this endless line with 2 different speeds and settings. It's awesome. The only problem is that the old main sheet doesn't come off. That's weird. So the thing is that to be able to configure the Multiplus 2, I actually have to get Windows. This sucks so much, and it's kind of ruining my evening. Now it started to rain. Nice. Anyway, I'm thinking about trying to do something about the solar, but right now I'm just eating some nice stuff. So the BMS and the electric system, that's a lot of configuring to do, and that means downloading stuff and waiting. So, well, it's doing that. I'm redoing this. Just trying to get this bloody thing off. It's pretty much impossible because the screws are all screwed. Pun intended. This time I will mount and test this before I actually screw it into the wall. Keep your fingers crossed. There's a little water coming. Yeah, but still a little closer with every strike. Well, I must say, I am totally beat. This whole charging BMS system setup has just been a nightmare. And it didn't work at all. And the batteries just drained instead of charge. And I have no idea what I did wrong. But some configuration and stuff later, it seems like they're actually charging now. So let's hope that's a good thing. But it's in the middle of the night, and in a few hours I have to jump in the car and drive back to the airport. I'm really not ready to go home. There's so much that I have not finished. I don't mind having a bunch of things going on at the same time, but I really want to finish some of the stuff, at least. But what are you gonna do? It's just the way it is. What do you think, Lazie?
My throat is a bit dry again. Fancy a wee dram?
Well... Okay, it is a few hours later. It is 6:30 in the morning, and I am packing up and going back to the airport. And no, it didn't work as planned. For some reason, the VMS says one thing and the Victron charger says another thing. So I gotta dive into that and probably call some support. But for now, I'm going back home. Bye, Lazie. Bye, Sedna. See you soon. Yes, I did have to leave, and yes, I was super frustrated. But all was not as bad as I thought it was, and I did figure that out after a few days of research back home. Which resulted in me booking a flight back again just 2 weeks later, armed with a whole new set of knowledge. You'll see what that leads to in the next episode, but as you watch me returning home here, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for following our adventures on this channel, on Instagram and on Facebook. And if you haven't already, check out our Patreon page and consider the perks of becoming part of the crew. Or at least don't forget to subscribe.
Home at last. So, until next time, take care.